it's good to map out, see your progress, whatever stage it is, from trademarking to talking to the manufacturers, getting the product, getting the sample. It's a process, but once
Yeah.
you have a system and working with great mentors, it makes it a lot easier to be successful. And it's very important to have a mentor. It's too wild west here without a mentor and advice.
Welcome to another episode of Seller Stories. In this week's episode, I talked to Jason Hashaway. Now, Jason is a member and a student of mine in my Amazon coaching community, and he has launched his own brand. He has sold wholesale, he has sold retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, he has drop shipped, he has all kinds of experiences. In this episode, Jason goes through what he calls different terrain throughout his Amazon e-commerce and just business entrepreneurial journey in general. He talks about going through deserts and over mountains and through streams, but eventually you have to keep in mind the end goal and your end destination. So sit back, relax, enjoy this episode, and let's hear Jason's story. All right, welcome to another episode of Seller Stories. Today we have Jason Hashaway here, who is a member of the FBA Advantage community. Jason has found a product, sourced it, launched it, and started getting some of his first sales on Amazon. So I'm really excited to hear your story today, Jason. So tell us a little bit who you are and how you got started in the Amazon space.
Well, I'm Jason. I'm a seller on Amazon. Um, I love to sell. That's one of my passions, is to sell items. Um, I started about 2019. I saw an advertisement for, it was like, it's called Will to Win, with Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank and Damon John. And it was across the street from my job. I was working in Hollywood at the time. It was near the Kodak Theater. Nice event. Robert Herjavec was there. Had two programs they were offering. One was real estate, and the other was Amazon and selling products. And they showed the back end, and they showed how much money you could possibly make with the right mentorship. And it really excited me. Um, it was $1,000 investment uh, with guaranteed money return. And it was a great time, but it only lasted for 2.5 weeks. Uh, the feds came and shut down the operation. They were doing things illegally. So I was about 30,000 into the whole investment when it happened. I had enough knowledge to get my product off the ground, good training, how to source, how to find a manufacturer. And I had a lot of good techniques that were working. Started off with some arbitrage. Uh, but at the end of the day, I still needed more knowledge for the PPCs and things like that. So, I guess we'll get more into that as we go.
Yeah, awesome, man. So you kind of touched on it some, but you had like different options, right? Like real estate, Amazon, like drop shipping, whatever else, your own website. How, like, expand more, tell me more on why you ultimately chose Amazon and thought it was the best route to go.
Well, I wanted to open up a lot of lines of of opportunities for wealth for myself. So having my own store website, having a Walmart website, also Amazon, was ways to circulate and generate income from different markets. Um, Amazon FBA was great. You don't have to handle a lot of the merchandise yourself. When it comes to responsibility to ship and everything like that, they take care of that. Also, it's about getting the buy box, and it's pretty things you have to do to get in order to get the buy box and have your product presented. And one of those is trademarking your product, which will make it more visible. And once you have the buy box, you're able to get, I know Michael probably has the percentage, but A
Hmm.
way higher percentage to make sales when you have the buy box on Amazon. So, doing that thing to make my product presentable that I can hit the buy box and make those sales.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I've done it all right, and like, there's definitely people being successful like with their own website, and there's a time and a place to like have your own website and expand to other platforms and stuff. Right. Once you get to a certain size of business, but as far as like ease and efficiency and costs and stuff, it's like I'm gonna ship all my stuff in the Amazon FBA warehouse. They store it, they pick it, they pack it, they ship it next day or 2 day delivery, and like I don't have to figure any of that out. I remember whenever I started one of my first DTC stores on like a Shopify website. It was like with Canvas art, and I'm like, okay, now I gotta figure out a 3PL, like a warehouse, and I gotta ship inventory there, and they have to store it, and I gotta figure out how to like push orders to them and that stuff. And then I found Amazon and started selling products on Amazon, and it's like, oh, all I have to do is just ship stuff to the warehouse that they told me to, and they gave me a shipping label to do. So that's why I like fell in love with Amazon, kind of like went all in on it. There were 10 less steps to figure out, you know.
Yes.
So, man,
Market,
it's cool hearing that story. It sounds like it wasn't all like rainbows and butterflies, right?
no, it's definitely you have to. One thing about selling on Amazon, there's a mentality, and you have to have successful thoughts and ways to work around obstacles. One thing I learned about success is to know your why, and
Hmm.
you have your who, what, why, and your where. Um, Committing to a good why when things get tough, you always can go back to your why you're doing it, and that's why it's important to make your why very important because things do get difficult. And it's also good to map it out, to draw out your progress.
Hmm.
Here's a desert, here's a mountain, but here's water. But over here, the boat is there, and I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get to my destination. So it's good to map out and see your progress, whatever stage it is, from trademarking to, talking to the manufacturers, getting the product, getting the sample, and it's a process. But once
Yeah.
you have a system, um, and working with great mentors, it makes it a lot easier to be successful. And it's very important to have a mentor. It's like it's too much. It's too wild west,
Yeah.
out there without a mentor and advice.
Man, I love that analogy. I can say that I don't think I've ever heard somebody explain the Amazon journey as like where you said it's like map it out, like you got to go over this mountain, through this desert, cross this river to get to the oasis, right? And that's like that's not just Amazon, it's like any business, but I love like thinking about it in that analogy because like there's times when I have been in the desert for like weeks or months, and you got to remember, like, it's a little part of your journey. Up ahead is the river crossing, then past that's the oasis, right? So I love that. What's your why? What keeps you going in hard times then?
Well, I love to sell, number one. The opportunities to make, um, you know, up to, I mean, 5,000 a month and, maybe 15,000 a day are there. It's the possibilities. It's
Hmm.
just about what are you selling? Why are you selling it? Honestly, when I first started, it was, I didn't really care about the name of the shop. I just wanted to make money. And as you go
Yeah.
through the process, you learn that no, you have to really develop a brand. Maybe not thinking that way, how it's presented to me is like, hey, Amazon, make money, just do this. But as you see, you have, a name people are going to be looking up. You have, different ways to market your name and brand of the store. And it's really, it's your world to create. And
Hmm.
Amazon definitely gives you a boost of sales because they're already, the number one search place for, buying in the market and items. And like I was taught, like people come ready, credit card ready. They're not really,
Yep.
contemplating this and that. They already know what they want. If your product is seen in the front, it's just that easy.
I think the important thing, man, is like your where you start is not where you're going to end up, right? So like a lot of times we try to get our first product like just spot on, perfect, and we think it's going to be our like the one that hits it and like makes us financially free and stuff. And I'll tell you, I've only seen that happen like two times, not with me, but with other people where like their first product was their home run. Otherwise, like you got to just put yourself like get started and put yourself in the situation to take advantage of opportunity. So like for example, I knew this guy and he was selling chess sets, like the board game chess. And like obviously you can go to Walmart and buy a chess game for like, $10. So he differentiated a little bit with maybe like nicer pieces or like different design on the board. And, it was doing like okay, like 10,000 a month. And then this was a few years ago during COVID when on Netflix that Queen's Gambit show on Netflix came out and went like wild. And he went from like 10K a month to $1 million months selling these chess sets. Because Queen's Gambit was that girl that like a chess genius, right? So like chess blew up during COVID. If he had never got started in the first place,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't be where he is today, and he would have had the opportunity to sell $1 million a month. So like you never know what's going to happen. You just got to put yourself in the situation to take advantage if something does happen.
Um, uh, Financial freedom is another why. I started out arbitrage to test it out. That's what I was told. Get out there. It's different now. Some of the stores like Walmart, Target, they, the difference of what you're gonna make from the arbitrage isn't as much. Like you get a sell item, maybe $4 at Target, and on Amazon it's worth $30.
Hmm.
And now they kind of raised those prices where that difference now was your profit. So the game changed a lot.
Yeah.
um I also did wholesale. I ended up getting accepted into cars and auto category, and I was selling car seat covers, and I did very well. I made a couple thousand at that, but it
Hmm.
wasn't my product. So if you run out of the sourcing of that product, it goes bad for your store and your listing count and your product. So you want to be able to re up on these products. So the best thing to do is have your own product. And then I also sold another example. I was selling iPhone, like the clear case covers,
The
screen
like
protector.
screen protectors. Yeah.
Yes. I found them for a dollar each. I had bought like 500 or something like that. They were going for like 30, 40 bucks on Amazon.
Hmm.
Amazon lost my packages.
Yep.
And what happened with that was they had to pay me full price, which was the $30 to $40 on Amazon to replace them.
Hmm.
And so I paid, $1, and I'm making like $3,000 on that just off of their mistake. So things
Yeah.
happen, that go in your favor. Sometimes they don't. Recently, my keywords, having keyword research is huge. Like I like how we say we don't sell products, we sell keywords, and that's
Yep.
very important. Um, the keywords I was using, as soon as I started selling, when I go look now, are all down 20, 15%.
Mm.
So talking to it just comes to you sometime. And I was talking to a friend, they named a phrase of products. And I go look at it, and it brought up new keywords that I could use for my product that were on the upswing. So it's a constant measuring and going back and forth. Right when you think you got a rhythm, it switches. So you just got to be accepting the change. It's a lot of change that comes, but that's where coming with FBA Advantage, bad marketing is very helpful.
Yeah, man. Amazon or like consumer behavior is always changing, right? So like some of my products that I've sold for like 3, 4 years now, the search terms have like evolved and there's been new search terms or maybe certain search terms have dropped off. So, you know what I always say on Amazon, we're selling search terms, not products. You just meet that search demand with a product. So, do you use what Helium 10 to do all of your keyword research?
Right now, I started off using Jungle Scout.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still transitioning to Helium at this point. Working with the new because I've just been set in my ways so long. So I've been comparing what I've learned on Helium through the courses with the information that I have on Jungle Scout and Amazon Scout, and I just what I that's another thing I love about is having the back end and really seeing how much you can make with certain products. And so having that back end information is very important to selling. It makes a world of difference, and it lets you know the potential, and it also lets you know you can do it. It's enough room for you to make income in that category. And
Mm-hmm.
I tried, starting off, I wanted to have a product that was, between $20 to $50. And I tried to get something between, 5 to 7 pounds. That's where
Yep.
I, started off, try to save on that shipping. The heavier it gets, the more the shipping. And as a
Mm-hmm.
new store owner, and I was able to get my small business owner certificate on Amazon. So that's great. Um,
Nice.
just happy to get that, make just a lot of progress. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I just love selling. I love the challenge. I've received the money, so I know that it is good.
Yep.
You get spoiled. You want it all the time. It's addicting. The selling is it's like
Yeah.
when those bars go up, it's a good feeling. And so yeah, you just want to do it the right way, and be with people that are making doing this every day. That's it. You know what I'm saying? To take it serious and really invest, because it takes an investment. It takes time and communication and all these things.
Yeah, it's a skill, man, right? It's like the guitar on your wall behind you. Like you can watch as many YouTube videos, read as many books, like everything you want, but if you don't pick up that guitar and practice and play every single day, like doesn't matter how many tutorials or courses or YouTubes you watch, like it's not gonna happen. So you gotta like put into practice everything. So it sounds like you've been around the block. You've done arbitrage, wholesale, resell, and private label. And like you said, retail arbitrage, where you're like buying it for cheaper at Walmart and trying to sell on Amazon. One, Amazon doesn't like that anymore. And two, the difference in prices are just there's not enough margin nowadays on it. But wholesale is actually a good method. The only downside, like you mentioned, is if your source dries up, right? Then it's like, all right, now what? And you don't have like a brand, you don't have equity that you can sell. So I always tell people like go for wholesale if you can find a supplier and you can make 3, 4, 5, 10, $20,000 pretty
Yeah,
easily, but reinvest some of that into building your own brand. All right.
yeah.
So it's like a cash flow
That's
play
what I
to
did.
build something
That's what I did.
bigger.
Yep. And then as long as you have your manufacturer for your product, and low the shipping times as part of the desert, it takes a for the production of your product to shipping it to you takes about 3 weeks or so. Even the trademark takes some time. So
Hmm.
just knowing the timeline, having that information is valuable, and planning that out. And you're gonna have money to advertise for the PPC, and that was the thing. I was up to at some point paying almost $2,000 advertising as a new product. And I started making 6 or 7 sales a day, but I couldn't keep up that budget.
Yeah.
And so I took that off. I went down. I knew it was going to happen, but
Yeah.
that's where I didn't. That's where I was like, I need help. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
So tell me about, if you don't mind sharing with everybody, tell me about your brand, your product, your niche, and like how you found that or ultimately chose it.
So, my product is resistant bands. The company is Perform. It's PER four, the number four UM, and is we perform for you. Um, and I have 3 levels of resistance. I chose resistant bands, like I said. You want to look for a product that has a certain amount of sales per month within a certain category. Because you can see something that's really, really cool, but it's not really going to make you any money. And that sucks. You might think, oh, this is a great idea. I'm just so smart and clever. And then you look and it's like, oh, it's not really good. It's not going to make you any money.
Hmm.
So you kind of have to put aside, some of that intelligence of yourself and look at the market, look at the tools that it's providing to see what kind of circulation of money is going on in that product. So from there, I wanted to get something in weight and what wasn't going to, what sales is making good money, what is going, if I ship it, it's not going to break arm and a leg to get it. And that was the resistant bands. It was, and funny to say, I think when I first joined, you put a list of items that you think will be a top sellers and good things to be a part of, and you put resistant bands. So I was like, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Things like that is just really, positive for what I do and everything like that. I'm really into health and rehabilitation and all these things like in bed exercise equipment for people, hospice and that kind of thing. So um, this is what I like to do, and I know people like to work out. Perform is about like the party, the nightlife, or just celebrating life, and part of that is health. A lot of people go to the gym to look good, to put on nice clothes and things like that. So I want that to be a part of it because I love entertainment. So that's kind of like what Perform is about. Help you to perform your best in life.
Yeah, for sure. Resistance bands are they're small, they're light, they're fast, they're easy to ship. So it kind of checks all the boxes. And then if you can get somebody to buy your resistance band, it opens up the door for like a wide product roadmap, right? Like all kinds of other health benefits. And then or sorry, health related products like workout related products that you can sell them. And then, like, dude, eventually you can even branch into supplements and you can use these customers to sell supplements to as well. So, like, health is a great niche. Like, everybody knows that, right? It's
Yeah.
just, it's competitive, but if you do it right, that's where the money's at.
And then subscriptions. And then there's
Mhm.
techniques. It's not like you just, cover your eyes and throw, a dart at the wall.
Yeah.
Um, but you do your research. You have your tools. You understand if it's this amount of category, and you test it out. I tested those theories with arbitrage, with wholesale, and I know that I needed a product of myself to have consistency with the product. So
Hmm.
resistant bands worked for me. I started to have success. Um, just getting the whole process. I just like creating my own product and doing that. Feels good just to have that kind of independence and working on something like that. And working with people that have all the products, and it's just great. I just hope everybody gets inspired to, if you have a job, make this where, you're making more at your job, but eventually, what you're doing on Amazon is going to surpass what you're making, you know,
Hmm.
at your regular job because, and it's fun. It's something, like Michael said, I enjoy it too. Like print label, taking it to the Staples and dropping off at UPS and, seeing it go to two different warehouses. It's
Yeah.
intelligence. Like it tells you to, send it here, send it there. But Amazon does charge. They have fees. They have everything. They're not your friend, so you gotta be smart, and that's why having mentorship is key to help you. And I was always taught, how do you eat an elephant, and it's one bite at a
One
time,
at a time. Yep.
one bite at a time, and
One bite at a time.
you trust the process. And you're with people that are successful, um, willing to talk, take the time out, and it's tried and true. So, but it does take effort, it takes understanding and wanting to learn. But the passion to be successful, having a good why is definitely
Hmm.
gonna push you there, and it brings you around. Like it led me here, so just that energy to wanna be successful and wanna have something in life, and whatever you do. I mean, you can sell anything. You can sell services on Amazon. You can, so many ways to go about subscriptions, cleaning services. I mean, it's so many things you can do. You could buy products that were used on Amazon and resell them
Hmm.
wholesale. Another thing is to buy pallets and find out items you can sell off of pallets. So many different ways once you find your niche or whatever your style is and what works for you. And once you see if it makes sense, do it. If it makes sense. If the numbers don't make sense, don't do it.
Yeah, I always tell people, like one, you do have to know your numbers. That's why I try to teach that so much. And like anytime, anybody jumps on office hours or anything and needs double checked, on their numbers, because like you said, there's so many fees on Amazon. It's obviously still doable and you can make a ton of money, but you got to know your numbers. You got to make sure it maths out, right? So. And then yeah, there's consignment pallets of like, damaged inventory and stuff that you can find out there and like all kinds of thing, man. But I tell people like don't quit your day job, right? So like get this off the ground. It honestly, it doesn't take like it's not a full-time job to like find, source, and launch a product on Amazon, right? So like do that in your spare time, like get a little hustle in you, right? Get off work, do what you got to do, and then put 2 hours into it. I
Hours, yeah,
think,
yeah.
yeah, to change your life, like 2 hours, you can give 2 hours.
And
Right?
then once you have the system set up, it basically runs itself.
Hmm.
And that's what you're working towards because you do all the hard work, but then as soon as it's in the system and it's there and your advertise, you got the bot, it sells itself.
And then you move on to the next product and then the
Then you
next
have to
product.
add to
And
your product.
then, yeah, then eventually you can, you make more money than your day job and you can make that decision to quit that if you would like. But, yeah, you know what? That's a good point. That's something that like blew my mind with Amazon is like how it runs itself. It's like a lot of upfront work. But so for example, like some of my products, I'll log in to check sales in the morning and I know like, yep, I do 35 units, or there's one that I do about 100 to 110 units every single day, day in and day out, unless it's like, and on Sundays I'll do 130 units. And it's like the consistency. And that's not because I'm in front of a screen like all day. It's like, I'll check on PPC some, but this is a old product and it's just like consistent sales. And it's amazing, like based on where you're ranked, like it's so consistent. Yep, I logged in. I did 109 today. Oh, I did 110 the day before, 109 the day before that. And it's like amazing, right? Just how consistent the sales are.
Great. It's a great feeling. And there, Amazon mints millionaires daily. Uh,
Yep.
it's good to be in that kind of opportunity. You know, um, it's just about finding what a great manufacturer for your product that you have good communication with, and how you communicate what you're asking for with customs and everything like that. But just map out your process and have it where you understand research and development. That takes time, but not you don't want to take too much time on it.
Hmm.
Testing, getting a sample for your product to, make sure this is the quality that you want to put out. So even though it's about money, you want to have good product. You want something that's not just selling, but something that's really, a good product. Because somebody could return and have returning customers versus, hey, you just got over on somebody, you made some money, but they don't really care about your product. So it's
Yeah,
just
100%.
about something that you want to bring to the market, and it, it your product will shine. It will show itself because of what you put into it. Like what you put into it is what you get out, and put
Yeah.
it out.
It's cool when you build something, you put it out into the world and people buy it and they leave you good reviews about how much they love it. And you're like, wow, I like built something from scratch and like am providing value to the world, right? Like that is such a cool feeling. And you get that first sale and dude, I am like glued to my phone even when I launch a new
Every
product, like refreshing like all day long.
Me too. I love it. The last year or so has been rough. I tried to expand into international, so I was selling Canada, Mexico, and I was making all these sales, but I never saw any money because of the fees and everything. So,
Mhm.
you know, there's a time to expand, and don't just think, oh, if I just do here, I'll make way more money. It's a process. We have things rolling and then expand, but the fees and things you're going to be making the sales, but you want to see your money.
Yep.
Um, and there's a fee every month of like $35 on Amazon, and when you make sales, that covers your cost every month. So um, it's ways around those fees or cutting down your cost for PPC, but it's all about the sale, and having you be on top of your PPC campaigns and your keywords and just kind of adjusting. And we have a thing we do every Thursday, office hours, and we can come in, chop up our ideas, and with B and Calvin, and it's really good. It's really helpful for people that are just like, what do I do next? And great advice, and it's a good thing, man. It's really a good thing here, and I'm really proud to be a part of this community. I really am.
Man, I really appreciate that. Just hearing you say that again, like we built the FBA Advantage, the course in the community from scratch. So like that's something that we built, and it's awesome to see like people getting value and making sales from it. So you mentioned like a few times how important mentorship and coaching and all of that is. So I know you're one of the regulars in our weekly office hours in the school group. So what value are you getting out of that? What has B and Calvin and the coaches been helping you with, and like what started like generating more sales from you?
Even just more than me, just you know, being that I may have done more steps than most people, but seeing the people in those steps and remember how I was there and how I needed help and I didn't have anybody, and how they don't even understand how smart of a decision to invest in themselves with you guys
Hmm.
is. They will soon enough, but I just love it, and I love seeing people wanting to get it right, or overthinking and having find out. Oh man, that doesn't even matter now. I think after you
Yeah.
made the announcement about the what's the one what is it called where you test out the product and they give a review.
Oh, Vine reviewer
Five
program.
reviews, yes.
Yeah.
and you were like, "Oh, they gave me a bad review." People were really like, "I need to do this. I need to do that." But
Yep.
that you have to reevaluate and say, "Hey, well, I really don't need that. I got thought because that might do this for me, and I don't want that right now." So that's everybody's hearing things that they think is right, but it comes together at a certain point once you get to the process.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy to be here to help lend, inspiration or just to see it. Because I like seeing it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like everybody's really uh, on that call. Everybody's really supportive.
Man, I got hosed on those Vine reviews. Like Vine reviewers are vicious.
uh,
Like absolutely vicious, man. But yeah, so that's like right. And like I got absolutely hosed. My sales tanked from that. So like I shared with you guys like exactly what
that's
happened. So you
that's
can
invaluable because it's
yeah.
at least 5 people that just really was gearing up to that.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's if you're not sure what's gonna sell, everything doesn't sell. You're gonna have that's why it's good to try out, get out here, wholesale some products, get your wholesale license,
Hmm.
try some products out. It's quicker to get those products in there and get started right away.
Yeah,
They did
for
change
sure.
some of the regulations and stuff. I was selling like, so I had a party type store. So I was selling the birth confetti,
Oh yeah. Like for
like
like yeah,
Gen,
gender reveal
gender
like
reveal
yeah.
confetti, boom, and selling those. I really like that. Sold, but you have to put the caution because of the explosion and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. You have to alert. So these are things you got to know coming into it. Certain products have different regulations. If you're willing, like clothes, if you're
Hmm.
starting out, we'll recommend clothes. Why? Because people return clothes a lot. And if you have to return your item, that's less money for you. So,
Yep.
people might get it and they want to return it. So you want to get something less likely to be returned. So, when you're starting out, find stuff, there's a lot of great ideas, but like know your why you're doing this product and the numbers all help you out because once you're in the system and you know how the techniques is good. Like I said, the FBA helped me out so much because I lost everything. When the feds came and shut down the company, um, they took all my clips, my videos, everything I had to study, everything from the school just got shut down. So I had literally lost everything except for my notes and what I remembered. So
Yeah.
um, I was
Man,
paying,
that's wild.
yeah. And like you said, like 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe a good strong hour a day, just working a little bit on your Amazon performances, and it can go a long way. And that's all it takes. Um, and don't get too far away from it, but you can do this
Yeah.
anywhere in the world. Take your laptop, be in Hawaii. I mean,
I
check
did
your
it
board.
from Thailand for a
You
while when I
be
was just starting out.
getting checks,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm get back to that level. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm
Hmm.
here, and I had my product, and it was like, yo, real drive for a minute. I know I needed help, and what you helped me with is to say like, no, it's you said it was like 3 million or more customers on Amazon with like 600,000 sellers or something like it
Yeah.
was like so much us. But that made me feel so good because I was thinking like it's changed. It's been a few years now. Things have changed. Probably way more people. Wasn't a lot of people selling, and that really helped me out. So I appreciate that a lot too because just the right thinking allows more success to come in.
Man, this like journey can be isolating and like lonely, right? It's like just being a part of a community with other people going through that same journey and process. And then, I like live, eat, breathe Amazon and run the agency all day long. So like I try to help you guys where I can, but like just being like having community is like a huge part because it can be very isolating at times.
Yeah, and be able to bounce those questions, and you know, um, one person was on there. It's like, yo, it's if you offer a money back guarantee, you'll make more sales. And I was like, oh man, that's great. But when I tried to do it, Amazon was like, hey, you can't do that. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh wow, I didn't know that. So there's things where you think can work a certain way that actually don't on Amazon. Might work for your own website, but just there's a lot of things to find out, and it's a process. But when, like I said, when you have people to come back to bounce ideas off, and using the tools in the back end, I mean, it really becomes inspiration because you have the information. It's just about research, about how good can you research, and your keyword research and everything you're doing is going to affect the traffic you're going to see on your product.
Yeah, so going back to a point we talked about earlier in this convo of like how search terms and stuff and trends and everything change. And then you mentioned you were doing like the gender reveal, like popper products. Let me share this real quick because that is an amazing example of like just keeping up with stuff, right? So this is for the search term gender reveal decorations. And we can see back in like 2019, the start of 2019, there were 7,500 searches. And then it has exploded in recent years. Like you can't get on Facebook without seeing somebody from high school doing a gender reveal or something, you know?
Exactly.
Um, and like in 2021, right, during COVID, it peaked at 182,000 searches per month just for gender reveal decorations. It's tailed down, but it's still at 85, 72,000 searches per month. Like, dude, that's a brand new market that wasn't here like 3, 4 years ago. So there's new markets, there's new opportunities. Yes, there's more competition on Amazon than 4 years ago, but there's more opportunity and there's new markets that if you're keeping up with stuff, like I've never even thought about the gender reveal market or products around that, but it's massive, like absolutely massive.
Yep. And it just takes some creativity, good ideas, and just a research like that to say, oh, it is. Oh, wow, like that. That's how it starts. And then, if it makes sense with the numbers and the shipping, then, but you got to take that first step. You just got to take that first step.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we're getting towards the end of the time here, so I'm going to start wrapping up. But I want to ask you something. It's a little rhetorical because I already know the answer. But was there already ever a time in your Amazon journey where like you went through a rough patch, you went through a desert, and you like felt like quitting? You obviously didn't quit because you're sitting here today, and why didn't you quit?
Okay, so there's been a few. I wrote some notes here. Well, the first one I have here is the Robert Hershevek Shark Tank. When that happened, Damon John had a course too. There was people that went to these seminar 3-day events, paid the money, got notarized and all this stuff. And like myself, I got the lines of credit open. I had $30,000, and I was like, wow, this is great. I'm ready. I was anticipating, nervous, but that was the
Hmm.
biggest investment I did in myself. And come to find out, when it got shut down, now I'm just in the hole $30,000 with no help. So it came to me that, if Uber was to deliver your food but didn't bring your food, you should be able to get a refund. And with that knowledge, I went back and disputed the charges that I didn't get the education that I needed. And all the credit card companies were on my side. And I was able
Nice.
to discharge all that debt, was starting me afresh and new, but I didn't have the resource of the mentorship.
Mhm.
So that was tough. But when you want to win, you want to win. and you're going to meet obstacles of all kinds. But don't let a financial obstacle be your end all. Just have your money, your budgets, and knowing the process of everything it takes to order your product, the shipping, and have all of that. All that's important. And that part, waiting for when you really need the money, you're waiting for Amazon to scan everything in, and it takes longer than you think. And those moments, I haven't had to purchase my product again, but I'm working that very soon with everything the way it's going. So that's another level of reordering my product again from the manufacturer. So those kind of desert moments with patience, discipline, um, and an understanding of your experiences. And like I said, the mentorship comes in where you can, have the ability to ask questions in the group with other people that are experienced in this. It goes a long way.
Yeah, man. I always say, can't lose if you don't quit, right? You're gonna face obstacles, but just keep trucking, keep going, and you literally cannot lose if you just don't quit, don't give up. So I appreciate you being a valuable member in the community and engaging and joining the office hours. And like you can't even imagine the smile on my face when I see
Hey,
you post like, man, I made some more sales and like through the PPC info that I got during office hours and stuff like that makes me so happy, man. So last question for you. For all those people thinking about getting started or just getting started, maybe they're in the sourcing like pre-launch phase. What's like one piece of advice looking back in hindsight that you would give these people starting out about, just getting started on Amazon? What's one piece of advice that you've learned and would give them?
I have here, whatever you do for the money is never going to work out because people want to promote success, but success comes from you mapping it out the difficulties. So, like I was saying, draw the graph of what you're going to do, what you're going to go through, and where you're trying to go. Um, this could be hard, but when I get to this point, it's the smooth sailing and what happens and what I have to offer. Um, so whatever timeline you're in your head with everything you're presented um, with a great teacher, it will make you with great technique and teaching, you will make your first sale. And once you make that first sale, it becomes very addicting. Once I made money from there, I've had the deserts for over a year. I still haven't seen positive income into my bank account though. I've made multiple sales. I went international too soon. I took and made a lot of sales, but the fees and everything wasn't in my favor. Let you know that Amazon is not our friend. They're there to make money, just like you are. They're an extra source for you to be successful. Um, they're going to make sure they get paid, and they're going to make money off your PCC. So it's good to just evaluate yourself where you're going to benefit as well. Don't just throw your money away to Amazon because people make money on Amazon. There's techniques and style to it and a skill to it where it's going to benefit you. And then every keyword that I was using, I was saying is down 30%. So seeing that, I found new keyword and I have to readjust. So
Hmm.
it's a process of constantly checking where you're at when sales are going good, what to increase. Maybe the price is too high or more money in your PPC ad. Things like that you can adjust your campaign. But like I said, you bounce it. These guys are dealing with multi-millions, and I'm just happy to be here and work my way there. I'm there. I'm in the store. I'm a real person. So this is not an AI. This is a real person. And yeah, we're doing it, and we're real. This is history.
We're doing it. All right, man. I love it. Jason Hashaway. Man, thank you so much again for not only joining this call, but like being in the community. You're like a wealth of knowledge because you've been in the trenches, through the trenches, still in the trenches. You're in it every day. So anytime somebody asks a question like, hey, should I expand to the EU or Australia or something like, I see you in there answering and engaging and stuff. So I really, really appreciate that, man, and look forward to seeing over the next year what you can do.
Yes. Oh yeah, I can't wait. We got Black Friday coming up, all the holidays and everything. So I love how you're just dropping new products and just expanding everybody's man, it's great. I love it. I love selling products. I love finding products to sell and I can't wait to expand and do more with you guys.
It's fun, man. It's a game that I love, and I don't see myself getting out of it anytime soon. So it
Let's
excites
go.
me every day still.
Let's go. Let's
All right,
go.
let's go. Jason, thanks so much again.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, that is it for this episode of Seller Stories. I hope that you guys found value from it. And if you did, be sure to give me a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment with what part of your entrepreneurial journey you're in. You heard us talk about going through deserts and valleys and rivers and eventually ending up at the beautiful mountain lake and our end goal. That's a natural course for everybody's business, everybody's journey. So drop me a comment. Let me know what part of that journey you're in. And I will see you guys next time. If you would like any further help with your e-commerce or Amazon brand and business, be sure to check out the description to see how you can get more help. See you guys next time.